The parcel came while the family were having breakfast. It caused confusion because, although it was marked unsolicited gift, the postman had to have a lot of money before he would deliver it. Mrs. Miggs, who came in to help with the housework, had not arrived, so Miss Lipscomb, who was boiling instruments in the surgery, answered the bell. Miss Lipscomb had, when she was younger, been matron in charge of a workhouse. People say to matrons, "Yes, matron," whenever they speak, which makes it difficult for matrons when they retire. If for years and years people have said, "Yes, matron," in respectful tones, it is hard to get accustomed to people saying a plain "no." To make up for all the respectful "yes, matrons" that she did not get, Miss Lipscomb made a favour of everything that she did in the hope that people would remember how important she was. That was why it was awkward that it was she who answered the postman's ring. The family were sitting round the table eating breakfast, which that day was cereal and sausages. They heard Miss Lipscomb say, "Nonsense! No parcel is worth so much. No, I certainly can't disturb the doctor at breakfast." Mr. Binns, the postman, could not be heard at first, but presently he lost his temper, and then his voice roared into the dining room. "I've no time for argufying with you. I've got work to do if you haven't." At the breakfast table, the children looked at each other in a hopeful sort of way. Mr. Binns was a very old friend, and he had said the one thing that was absolutely certain to make Miss Lipscomb angry. Dr. Andrews got up. "I'd better save bloodshed." He opened the dining room door and called out in a casual voice, as though he had not heard the argument going on, "Morning, Binns." The dining room door being open, the children could hear everything. Miss Lipscomb and Mr. Binns talked at the same time. Mr. Binns said he was not going to be put about by a cantankerous female that didn't know her place. Miss Lipscomb said what the world was coming to she didn't know when creatures like Binns could so far forget themselves. Then Dr. Andrews cut in. "Sorry you've been taken from your work, Miss Lipscomb. Perhaps you would get my instruments packed. I shall be off in a minute." And to Mr. Binns, "What's the damage?" There was a pause after that. Obviously money was being paid out. Then Mr. Binns said, "Good morning, Doctor." As soon as the money was paid, all the family, from Mrs. Andrews down to Benjamin, thought about the parcel. Mrs. Andrews wondered whether it was for her. Could it possibly have some of that glorious flannel in it that made shirts for the boys? John knew it was not for him, but wondered about the stamps. He collected Dominions only. He hoped it was from Canada and had a very expensive stamp on it. He had only just started his collection in the summer, just before his first term at Marlborough, and it was not up to much yet. Selina prayed hard that it was for her. It might be because she had a godmother in America. It was true that her godmother did not usually send presents for proper occasions. She never remembered Selina's birthday was in October. If a present came now, even though it was late, it would look like a present for Christmas. All the same, just once she might have kept an occasion for a change. She sent lovely presents when she did send them. Selina hoped if it was a present, it had in it something like sweets that could be shared round, because on the whole, she got more parcels than anybody else in the family, and that made things a bit awkward when you were just a cousin and everybody else were brothers and sisters. The twins, Christopher and Sally, had an especial interest in the parcel. They guessed it came from America and was for them. It might say unsolicited gift, but they knew that they had written a letter to Uncle Bill in Washington, which, if it had got past the censor, would mean that Uncle Bill had been shopping. Christopher wanted skates. He wanted skates so badly that he dreaded a cold winter because he had not any. When it comes to not wanting ice and snow, things are pretty bad. The maddening thing was he had saved the money to buy skates, but there were no new ones being made, and none of his size were ever advertised for sale second-hand. He had not exactly asked for skates in his letter to Uncle Bill, but he had said, "It would be pretty decent if there was ice this Christmas, if I had any skates, but there are none made now." Sally felt she could no longer live without silk tights. She had written, "There is a chance that I may dance the lead in the ballet we do at school at Easter, if I had silk tights, which I have not. There are no silk tights at all here now."